when you discover that whatever that is for you, maybe it's not a podcast, maybe it's not writing, but please start with writing because writing gets those thoughts down and get the brain going because then you can start, start like looking at different patterns of things you might have did previously versus what you might be called to do. And we're all called. We never stop being called. Just like we took the call to be soldiers, the call isn't over with. The mission isn't over with. It's just a new mission that you may got to make sure is in line with who you are. And it definitely speaks to me. What I do with my work, and it speaks to others, and that's a big part of that I love, that so many other people benefit as much as I do. And it's just not a me thing, and I don't feel alone anymore. I feel like there's much more bigger community, even outside of my local community, that share in this struggle. And if there's any way you can, find a way to, become passionate in something, I think, it's not that I think, it's actually, I know, it's going to be rewarding for you, and it's going to really allow you to pick up all of those pieces that you dropped and attach them back to yourself. Now, let's talk about the people around you, because that is important, man. I mean, having the right people around you is so important when it comes to healing. Your healing requires support. You can't do it alone. You cannot do this alone. And as veterans, we're often reluctant to let others in. We just don't trust people. I mean, especially when you've been to a war zone, it's hard to trust people. Even if you haven't been to a war zone and you've gotten very used to being part of the military community, and then you have an understanding of like how things work in the military, and when you come back to the civilian world, it's like things is like, no, this is not how it's supposed to be. Why are they doing this? Why things aren't on the schedule? Why the people show up late? Yeah, I mean, it's all these different things that are very opposite of your world. And this can apply to anybody. Maybe you were used to something, and then you realize that, okay, these people, they're, they may not be like me. They're going to judge me. They're going to look at me different. But the support of family, first of all, is where you can start. And a lot of times we have family who totally get it, and may have went through what you went through. They've been seeing you go through what you go through, and they have a huge ton of compassion for you. And so they can be there for you to help you as you continue along the way. Faith, I mentioned faith earlier, and faith is so crucial. Faith is so crucial, and I don't know what I would do without it, because, if I didn't have faith, my circle would be so much more smaller than that. Faith has given me an extension of other brothers and sisters in faith that I can turn to, to say, hey, can you pray for me? Hey, I'm going through this, and I don't know what to do about it. What have you done about it in the past? It's very, very helpful, and it was a good companion to the professional help, which is invaluable too, because these people, they get paid. Yes, they get paid to, to hear your problems and and to give you some guidance and also to diagnose you or, prescribe medication. But these people, they wouldn't have went into that field if they truly didn't care. And that's something that I was struggling with at first. It's like, man, this guy is just getting paid to listen to me. This person, this woman is just getting paid. She don't care about me, but once you establish that relationship with professionals who are in this field, they, their true personalities, and their true compassion, a level of compassion shows, and it shows up when you need it. I can't tell you how many times I had to call the crisis crisis line because those people are trained also to deal with like exactly what it says, crisis. But call it a crisis line and or texting it if you can text it also. And the number is 988 for those who are wondering. But the crisis line, I just recall just really at my thick's end, and where I feel like nobody would hear me, nobody would like totally like be patient enough with me in a crisis, because like everybody's, maybe it's too late at night, or maybe it's too early in the morning, or maybe you're too far away from whatever the case may be. But like, for me, I would I call that number at different times of the hour. And each time I have gotten positive responses and instant, responses where sometimes I didn't have a need to go to the hospital to get further evaluation and be put on suicide watch, or, there was times where, I utilized that number, and people on that crisis line, a person on that crisis line was definitely able to like bring me from 10 all the way down to a 1, and to where like the problem I thought I was having was seemed like virtually nothing, so it's invaluable to have professional help. Don't take it for granted, be open to the support of family and faith as well. For those who may feel alone, you can also reach out to me. I'm considered a professional as a person who's associated with the Association of Healthcare Journalists. My podcast definitely strives to tackle, whatever you're struggling with. You can, look on my playlist on YouTube, and it's in categories of like the different resources that you can like go back and watch some of these videos. If you like audio, go to any podcast app and just go back and replay some of those older episodes, and you'll find that like, man, there's a wealth of knowledge, not only for myself, but some of the guests that I have had on, who can, help you with whatever you're dealing with. And, again, feel free to reach out to me directly. I'm starting to put my calendar a lot more in the episode description so that people can, book a call with me if you feel the need to book a more formal call. Otherwise, my email is always available. Too. I'm available by email, marcushartful4@gmail.com. That's always available. But for me, going back to me again, I found my greatest strength in leaning on the church, okay, leaning on veteran community and mental health providers. And again, if you're not a veteran, there are tons of groups, like meetup groups too. Tons of meetup groups where you can meet awesome people. I remember I came across Toastmasters in the app meetup, and I made some great friends in Toastmasters. Great friends that really cared about me and really was very supportive. So it don't have to just be a veteran community or anything else. It can be any type of community, and even us on this podcast, those who are subscribed and those who continue to come back and listen to the podcast, we are a community. So you can always drop comments in the comment section and get, maybe you get some feedback from other people. And, I have like a real close commitment to making sure that everyone's heard that chimes in on the podcast. Mental health providers, again, invaluable. Utilize those mental health providers. Not only do they get paid to do it, but these people really care about their patients. And I think it's, some of them like maybe grew up always wanting to be in the field, or or always wanted to provide some type of care to others. And give them a chance. Give them a chance, okay? And the beauty about mental health providers is if if one doesn't fit with you, you can always find one that does, okay? Because they are far and wide and diverse and very diverse, and who you can talk to or who you can get help from. Another quote for you, the journey of healing is not solo mission. It's a call to community. It's a call to community. All right. And we should look at it that way. Even if you're struggling, remember, you don't have to walk this path alone. There are people who genuinely care. And I discovered that. I know it's real. And I know it may not seem that way because of the way the world is. And maybe you dealt with people before in the past and they just wasn't patient with you, or they cast you off. But when you go seeking in the right place, you come across people who are genuine and who are authentic and have a love for people who don't want to be alone on their healing. All right. My journey isn't unique, but it's proof that healing is possible. I'm still a work in progress myself, but today I stand in my truth, people, unafraid of the scars that I have that have shaped me. To those out there who are suffering, I want you to know healing is a journey, not a destination. And one more scripture for you, Isaiah 41:10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. If you're ready to start your journey, know that support is out there. Don't hesitate to reach out. I want you to challenge your own thoughts. Start thinking differently and find the community you need, whether it's here on the Transform You Live show or anywhere else that may be helpful. There are different resources out there, a ton of them. I want to thank you guys today for joining me on another episode of the Transform You Live show. That's Transform the Letter U Live show. If this episode resonated with you, share it and consider leaving a comment or a review. And if you want more guidance on your own journey, grab my book, The Holistic Guide on Mental Health, and join a free group coaching session. The link for that is in the description. Till next time, stay strong, stay hopeful, and remember, healing is within reach. Many blessings, peace, and lots of love. I'm out.
I stand for what you stand for. I'm at your door like the landlord. I can see the future, yeah, I fast forward. I get on the mic and I transform. Follow me, I'm in rare form. Follow me on this world tour. The asteroid that you can't avoid.